Hello, and welcome to MA 213 Differential Equations. My name is Dr. Matthew Lockman, and I'll be your instructor for this course. I just wanted to create a first video to introduce you to the Blackboard site and go over some of the basics that you'll be encountering in this class. Okay, so when you first log in, you'll be brought to the announcement page. There's nothing here right now, but this is where I'll post things directed at the class as a whole. Due date reminders, things like this, corrections or comments I have about the homework. All that kind of stuff will be sent out in an announcement. And as soon as I create one, it should send you an email to your FCC email address informing you of what the announcement was about. Okay, so you'll be starting here for basic course info. The welcome thing will have a link to this video in it, so you'll probably have already found this place in order to watch it. The next thing that you'll find is the course syllabus, which we'll go over now. So the course syllabus has, some basic information here. The class starts on the 19th. It ends on the 15th. But technically, you'll have taken your final exam the week before that. That's on Monday, I believe. So let's look here in August. So the 15th is a Tuesday. You'll have taken your final exam during this week. Okay. These are the days for any kind of makeup stuff that needs to happen, and for me to finish the grades because they'll be due the next day. There won't be any reason to find me in my office. I won't be there, so I won't be answering my phone number, and I obviously won't be picking up my mail. My office hours, I don't have posted office hours, but you can schedule these online. So by appointment, schedule online by appointment. Okay, so just email me. This is my email address. So any communication should come to me via email. If you want to talk about problems, we can discuss it in email, or we can schedule like a Skype call or something like that, so that we could do something in real time. The last day to withdraw from this class is the 28th. That's to get a W and not an actual letter grade on your transcript. It is not for refunds or something like that. That's in like within the first week or something. You'll have to check the schedule for that. Anyway, you should have taken Calc 2. You should be currently enrolled in Intro to MATLAB or have already completed that. This class does require MATLAB, so I'll expect you to have some knowledge of that. The outline's the stuff that you can read in the course catalog, so you can read that at your own pace. The official textbook for this is Paul's Online Notes, the differential equations one. You can find it here. There's also the full PDF is posted on the Blackboard site that I'll show you in a minute. You're also required to have Sham's outline of differential equations. A lot of the homework problems will be drawn from this, ones that I don't create myself. It also has tons of pre-worked examples. Okay, so this is like your go-to spot. It's like the crib notes of the topics. It doesn't cover all the topics though, but especially the stuff in the beginning of the class before the midterm is in this book. And like I said, a ton of worked examples. But Paul's Online Notes is like the complete everything that we're going to be talking about and then some. Okay, he also has full notes for pre-calculus and Calc 1, 2, and 3. So you can check out his website if you want to go see some of the other ones. You need some reference material. There's also this open source document. It's geared, well, you can see it's geared towards engineers. So it has some notation that you would see in like a physics book or something like that. So if you wanted to get some introduction to that type of notation, you can look here. It has a lot of the topics we're going to be covering, but it's not anywhere near as detailed as Paul's Online Notes. In fact, it lacks and kind of like hand waves at a lot of the theoretical stuff, the subtleties about differential equations. So to a certain extent, it's like it's good as a reference or if you want alternate examples, but it can't even touch this as a source material. Okay. So anyway, I'll just jump down here. There are 3 exams in this class, a midterm and final. I'm probably going to break them each into 2 parts that you can either take back to back or split onto different days. I don't care. you will have an entire week to take each of those exams. Okay, so you have an entire week to do both parts, and you'll determine which part you want to take when, and whether you want to do them in a single sitting. They are each 30% of your final grade. There will be online homework that will be due weekly that you'll handwrite and then either scan or take a high quality picture. People have taken pictures on their phones, and it's plenty easy to read. Just make sure that when you email it to yourself and then upload, that you email the original file size and don't send it as small or something like that. You know, if in doubt, you should email it to me ahead of time to make sure that I can read it. Okay, so that's the only thing, is it needs to be high enough quality that I can read your handwriting. Okay, and then there will also be, well, some of the homework will require MATLAB to do some of the problems, and then there will be specific MATLAB projects that use that focus heavily on iterative techniques and stuff like this, or graphical things that we'll be doing to explore at least two topics. Probably the numerical solving beyond Euler's method, like the Runge-Kutta method and some other things. And then some systems of equation solutions. We'll be looking at some graphical phase portraits in MATLAB as the second project. Okay, so each one of those is probably going to be worth 5% of your grade. All right. So the other thing that I really need to draw your attention to is this is how much time per week you better be spending on this class at a minimum. Okay. If you don't have 2 hours a day to put to this class, you're not going to pass. Just bottom line. Okay. I am going to be assigning enough work to at least encompass this much time. Okay. You don't have to do it every day, but if you can't split this out during the week, then you're going to be in a bad way most of the time. Okay. So I expect this to be split across the week. Okay. You can't do this in a weekend. All right. There's no way, and you won't have enough time to have a back and forth conversation with me if you're having trouble with any of the homework and stuff like that. I don't expect you to be able to figure out all the homework on the first try right away on your own. You should be discussing it with me, maybe talking about it in the discussion board on our Blackboard site with your peers, but you can't do that if you wait until Saturday to start the homework and to do the stuff. Okay. So this is a really hard course. It uses basically everything you've learned from pre-calculus forward, and it actually requires it all. You're going to have to be doing all the crazy limit stuff, from algebraic techniques to L'Hopital's rule. From calculus, you're going to need all of your integration techniques, even the weird ones. Just everything. So this is not an easy course. All right. So don't anticipate that you can get away. Maybe you can with less than this, but again, this should be treated as the bare minimum. Okay, amount of time that you're going to need to dedicate to this course. So if you're currently enrolled in MATLAB as well, which requires another 7 hours a week, you'll be in week 3 at the start of this course. So you'll still have weeks 3, 4, and 5 going on there. It's going to be a little rough. All right, so make sure you got that going on. Anyway, midterm and final, big portions of the grade. Please, study hard for that kind of thing. There's no homework. There's no reading assignments during the weeks that you'll be taking those exams. But again, do not wait until the end to take them. Spread your studying out. That's why I'm going to try to break them into 2 parts so that, and I will tell you what's on each part. Okay, as far as like the types of problems that you're going to see, so that you can split that up and study accordingly. Okay, keep in mind, the testing center will provide you with a 4-function calculator, but that's it. Okay, you do not have graphing calculators on this test. All right, so everything that I'm going to give you will be solvable by hand. Okay, if it comes to like some of the problems like intervals of validity, that might mean you have to do some some stuff from pre-calculus where you're going to have to solve some interesting equations and stuff. But you're supposed to know how to do that. So the 4-function calculator will be there for you to, do simple arithmetic, nothing else. Okay. Anyway, like I said, you'll be submitting your homework via Blackboard. You'll be scanning or photocopying or taking pictures of your handwritten homework. Okay. And then there will be other stuff in MATLAB that we'll talk about. All right. Otherwise, the only other important thing is the tentative course outline. This gives you an outline of the stuff in the class, along with the reading assignments, okay, for that week. All right, notice that all of this is just week one. Okay, you can expect to read at least 50 pages in Paul's online notes a week. Week three is the bear. It's got 100, or it has 80 pages worth of reading. Now, not all of that is actual text. A lot of it's like graphs and stuff like that. But expect at least 50 pages of reading, plus videos, usually around 40 some minutes per topic. Some topics like basic stuff is less, but like these two videos are at least 40 minutes long because they have 3 or 4 examples in them. Okay, so you should be expecting, at least 50 pages of reading, at least 2 or 3 hours of videos to watch over the course of the whole week. Okay, and that's in addition to additional exercises you need to do to be able to master the material before you start the homework. Okay, um, so just keep that in mind. It's a lot of stuff. I do expect you to do this reading. Okay. So anyway, so let's take a moment. What do I want to do? I want to turn to the textbook for this class, Paul's Online Notes, Differential Equations. This whole PDF document is downloadable on our site. We're going to be covering a huge amount of it, probably up to systems of equations. Okay. We probably won't be covering these things. Most first year differential equations courses don't cover these topics. These are more advanced topics, but we will definitely get through all of this stuff. Okay. If you are using Adobe, I recommend using this bookmark feature. It should have the outline for the whole class here, so maybe the topic is on separable equations, so I'll just click this and it'll bring me to that section where you can read the examples and stuff. Paul has some nice graphs and stuff. These are very, very detailed examples. They cover a lot of different stuff, and they go through, a lot of topics from the previous courses. If you don't remember them, it's pretty much explained there. Okay, so yeah, so check that out. Okay, so anyway, so that's the syllabus. This document here just has kind of an outline of major topics that you're going to be encountering throughout this course that are from previous things, okay? You're going to encounter way more stuff than just this. These are just like broad strokes. If you don't know these, you're not going to be able to do any of the problems, okay? So just keep that in mind. They're not all used on all problems, but like if you can't do integration by parts, then that basically excludes you from being able to do almost all of the problems from this class. Anyway, so other things. There will be some topics that are covered from other courses that you're not expected to know already. Partial derivatives is in, like, this first topic is for exact equations. That's in the first week of class. That's covered in Paul's online notes. Slope and vector fields is also right in the beginning of the class. So that's covered in some videos with the aid of MATLAB. The linear algebra stuff is for systems of differential equations. That's at the end of the course. Okay, that all the stuff that you need to know on this topic is in Paul's online notes. Okay, in detail. All right, so you'll be able to check that out. Okay, this is that alternative book. Again, it's not real great compared to Paul's online notes. It's good, but it's not as good. Okay. And this is just an example of what your first homework set's going to look like. You'll be just completing all of these things by hand, okay, and then turning them in. We'll come back to that in a sec. All right, so there's a copy of that prior knowledge stuff. Here's a link to Paul's online notes. Here's the notes on differential equations. You should be filling out this academic honesty pledge by Tuesday of the first week. Okay, this is how I'm going to decide whether you're attending the course or not. Okay, for reporting stuff. Okay, if you don't have this done by Tuesday, I'm going to report you as not attending, and they're going to pull your financial aid away. Okay, so just keep that in mind. This has to be filled out. You click this link. It loads this thing, and make sure that you put my email address in here, and make sure you spell it correctly, or else it won't come to me. I will respond to you when you turn this in. If you don't get a response, it means I didn't get it because you misspelled my email address or something like that happened. Okay, so just make sure that you complete that by Tuesday. All right. So now we'll turn to the other thing, the other stuff on the website. So the general information, this is just like basic FCC stuff. You should read through this, but it doesn't contain information specific to our course. Um, a link to my email address here. Otherwise, you'll mainly be spending all of your time in weekly coursework. Okay, so each week I'll post a folder with the week's materials. This folder will contain the objectives, what you expect to accomplish this week, a checklist that you can keep track to make sure you've done everything. Okay, this link will be active once this video is posted. You're supposed to fill out the academic honesty pledge. Both of those things need to happen by 5 p.m. on Tuesday of the first week. Then you'll be completing the assigned readings, and then there will be links to our course videos. Okay, so these videos don't have theory in them. They are examples that I do to show you notational things or subtle things throughout the course so that you can get used to my notation, stuff like that. Okay, so for example, if we clicked on integrating factors, it would link to YouTube, to our playlist here. We don't need to hear that. And it will go through the examples. So for instance, we can jump in the middle here and see what's going on. Make sure that you're viewing it at the highest definition. Full screen makes it way more readable. Okay, so you can check that out. Also here is in the description, you can see the different things that's going on here. So, and an explanation, a kind of breakdown of what's being covered in each thing. So, for instance, here, and these are hyperlinks, so you can jump to that portion in the video. Okay, at 7:10, it will be covering creating a direction field in MATLAB, for example, 2. Okay, at 36:40, it's in MATLAB again, finding the first local minimum of the solution and using MATLAB to confirm that our by hand solution from the previous portion was actually done correctly. Okay, and it might have other comments if there's something kind of specific about that problem, like example 3 here uses double integration by parts, okay, in its solution technique. So if you encounter another problem in your homework that requires that, you can jump to this example to see what's going on there, okay? And all of our videos will have that delineation, okay? So you can jump to the different portions just to look at a specific thing. Again, some of these, like this video is 41 minutes. 42 minutes really. You're not expected to watch that in one sitting. You just look at one example, then you walk away, you do example 2, walk away, come back and do example 3. Okay. Anyway, and that's to accompany the assigned reading, of course. All right. So you may look at optional videos. So they are found at this link, and you can download the optional video outline, which gives you the topics covered in the video. Okay, now these videos, the links here, don't have like the timestamps and stuff done. You'll have to skip around until you can find them. Okay, so these are videos done by one of my colleagues when she was teaching the class last semester. So they're really useful for going through full problems and stuff like that. Okay, but again, they're optional. Okay, the primary source is Paul's online notes, and then the examples that I'm doing here. Okay, here's a link for this week on the Academic Honesty Pledge, and then the first homework set. Okay, so the idea is you'll click on this to download that first homework set. You'll go through and complete all of these things. You do have a portion you have to do in MATLAB. Okay, so once you complete these, you'll be scanning or taking a photocopy of that. You'll be coming back to the website and then clicking on the header. And then you can browse your computer to upload multiple files, okay? And then you'll be submitting your solution. All right, so that's how you'll submit your homework. You'll be doing that each week. They are due Sundays at 11:59 p.m. Okay, so when you have to do something in MATLAB, just like in the MATLAB course, you'll be having a script file. Maybe it has different problems or something, and you'll be expected to publish this either as a Word document file or a PDF file. Okay, so you might have to come in here, edit the publishing options, and then change the default to whatever you want, maybe a Word document file, and you would publish this. It's thinking very hard. This is some of the stuff in one of the videos. Okay, so it will produce eventually a Word document file. Here it comes. Okay, so you would have this, and then make sure to comment your name in the top, and then you would save this and upload it here as along with your handwritten solutions. Okay, and so you'll be doing that each week. As we progress, I'll upload the new week stuff. Chances are I'm not going to have it uploaded very far into the future. The videos take a huge amount of time to make, and stuff like that. So if you are going on vacation or something and you need that stuff in advance, you better tell me a really good amount of time in advance, more than a week if you can. Otherwise, I'm not going to be able to accommodate you for that kind of stuff. Okay, so just keep that in mind. If you need advanced material, I need to know way in advance. All right. Then down here, the email stuff, you can email your instructor from here. You won't see all this detail probably. But anyway, I would recommend emailing me directly through Outlook and stuff like that, the web-based email client. You can also find the discussion board here. In the first week, you should post an introduction to yourself. Okay, just say a little, tell people your name and stuff, and maybe what your major is and whatnot like that. Okay, just so that they know what's going on, and then you'll be able to email each other via Blackboard. And then this is a place to go for the first. There's no threads here. If you wanted to post some questions you had to ask each other. Okay, if you want to contact me, I'll monitor this, but I won't monitor it very closely. Okay, so this is more for discussing problems with your friends. All right. Or other people in the class if you don't know each other. Maybe you're not friends yet, but hopefully you'll be friends by the end of the class. But if you want to talk to me, you want help from me with a problem, then you need to email me directly about it. I will respond usually within minutes to hours of you sending me the stuff. Okay, so if you run into an issue on a homework problem, just email me right away, take a picture of it, and then I will help you solve it. Okay, stuff like that. All right. And that's pretty much it for our website. Let's see, was there anything else I wanted to talk about? We already talked about those things. We already talked about MATLAB. No, that's it. So anyway, I'm going to upload this file. I'm going to timestamp it with some of the relevant information so that you can come back to it as a reference. And welcome to the class. I look forward to working with all of you.